Evening YouTube, Rob Brindle here. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Derek Landy's Skullduggery Part 8, Last of the Dead Man. This is one of the best books, book series I should say, that as I've said in many of the other reviews I've done. It's a very original story and all that. It's not often that you see a skeleton dressed in really decent tux and sort of going around and, oh actually, yeah, he's definitely a skeleton and also he's an ex necromancer who was possibly going to kill everyone in the world. Now, on to the book itself. Last of the Dead Men is the story of, the Dead Men, basically. The Dead Men were a group of wizards back during the war with a man named Malevolent, who were effectively kind of like, you know, people who did like the suicide missions and such. And after the war finished, they kind of disbanded, and they get back together because of a threat from someone called the Man with the Golden Eyes, not to be mixed up with Pierce Brosnan, Sean Bean, or Tina Turner. I should point that out. It's not a big space station. It's actually a bloke with golden eyes. Don't know why I've taken my glasses off because I can see fuck all. Right. So the good things about this book are I write a lot of these notes. I should point these little post-it notes, as you can kind of see. These are my three main ones. So, for instance, the bit that makes this book very, very good is the history of the dead men. So, why each member of the group? I think there's 8 of them. I can't. Don't ask me names because I can't remember all of them. But I know it's Skullduggery, a guy called Anton Shudder, Garcy Bespoke, Erskine Ravel. I can't remember the other 3, but Valkyrie becomes a member of it as well. Next bit is they go to this ghost town, and it's being attacked by wraiths, who you actually find out it's actually a proper ghost town. Everyone in there except for the this one bloke is actually dead, and they don't actually know it. So that's another way to put a crimp on your style. There's a scene where the guy in the living bloke in the ghost town tells them of a secret entrance into the sanctuary in France. But effectively, it's like a giant water slide, but it was kind of like built many, many moons ago. And there's one bit that did make me laugh, where one of the characters, he's not fat, but he's not, thin. He's just kind of like very muscly, and it's sharp, and he's got a fear of he's got claustrophobia. And what happens is he's getting ready to go down, and he just says, "Oh bloody hell!" And Valkyrie says to him, "You're not scared of the dark, you're not claustrophobic, are you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen." Says, uh, says, yeah, you have a problem for getting down there. He's like, "Why is that? Is it because I'm muscling?" He goes, "It's no, just because you're fat." Now, I'm not doing that justice. I'm not going to find the chapter because it's on my Kindle. I haven't got the physical copy. I haven't bought it anymore. Um, but that is actually a very fun scene. It also finishes off with the line "Racia," which you never get from a skeleton detective. Fletcher, the teleporter, the very last teleporter, his girlfriend Myra, actually his second girlfriend, ex-girlfriend now, actually turns out to be an assassin and kills 2 of his friends and tries to kill him and nearly does it, but I won't give too much away. You have to bear with me. I've had a stinking headache for about 4 hours. Okay. The robot. The robot in this is called the engineer. If you've read, God, what was it? The one with Argedian. It's the actually the previous book. I can't remember the title. There's a object in it called the accelerator, and it can be turned off, but it has to be turned off by a thing called the engineer, which is like a giant robot. Kind of looks like, from what I can gather, it kind of looks like the Iron Giant but smaller. So he can turn it off, but it's kind of like the chat he has with the dead men on how to turn it off, and it's kind of like, bugger, we got to go to England, haven't we? Um, right. In the book, there's a pyramid that Skullduggery and Valkyrie go to, and it's run by a group of witches called the Witches of Blood, the Sisters of Blood Tears. and they've captured Fletcher and Skullduggery, and Valkyrie's kind of managed to hide away, and she's kind of gotten herself dressed up like she looks like one of them, and she manages to track them down, and she's in this prison, for want of a better word, and Fletcher and Skullduggery are chained to these walls, and Skullduggery says to the girl who's trying to torture him, "Yeah, what are you going to do with Fletcher? You know, what is you want with him?" She says, "Oh, him. We want his blood." And Fletcher's like, "Balls, do you want that?" He says, "No, we want his genes." And he's like, "Sorry?" He says, "We want to mate with him." And he says, there's a slight pause. Fletcher turns to Skullduggery and says, "You go on ahead without me. I think I'll hold him back." And Skullduggery looks back and says, "No, no, no. I've come here to rescue you. I'm going to get you out here alive." And Fletcher says, "No, no, honestly, I'll hold him off. How long do you think you need me for?" He says, "Oh, we're not going to kill him. We're going to keep mating with him. And there's something like 600 beautiful Amazonian women in here." And he's like, "Right, I really will catch up with you later." And that's actually quite funny. That whole scene goes on for about 2 or 3 pages, but it's actually quite a chuckle. Um, then obviously everything goes wrong, and Valkyrie has to have help. Now, Darkess. I don't know if I actually pronounce this right. It's pronounced Darquesse. Now, if you can tell me how to pronounce it, go for it. But I'm just going to call her Darkess for the time being, or Darquise if you're French. Um, but she kind of has these kind of Deadpool moments of having chats inside her own head, and it's about how Darkest tries to make her realize that she does actually need her and what she is in relation to her, and that's actually very interesting because it gives you more of a background onto why Valkyrie is like the way she is. Then I'm going to skip a big bit, and then there's a Medusa fight. The man with the golden eyes is revealed, and it is. I'm not going to tell you because that would just give it away. So there's a massive fight, etc., and then no one's seen Darkess for a good couple of weeks. She's just vanished, and then suddenly she just appears up in the sky. She's flying, and then she just gets into a fight with like 300 people and kills every single one of them, and it's just effectively a giant bloodbath. Um, what else? Erskine Ravel ends up being put in pain. Like it says that he's put in pain for 23 hours a day. He gets 1 hour's worth of sleep or rest, so it doesn't hurt. But there will be no way around it. And if he does ever get used to it, it will just get worse. That's what happens to him. China Sorrows, she nearly dies, but Darkess saves her. So China now becomes the new Grand Mage. Um, I can't really give you more away than I have. I have given you a lot more than I usually do. But my final thoughts on this book are the last one. The actual tag for it. It says Valkyrie, Stephanie, and Darkess. There's not enough room for all three of them, so one of them's got to go. And the final book comes out on in September 2014. So we've got a year to wait for it to come out. So my final thought on it is this book is very, very worth reading. If you haven't read the rest, I suggest you start from the beginning, work your way up to it. It is very worth reading. Now, when it comes out, the last book, I will be getting it. I'm considering buying the Tanith Low book. I can't remember. It's something like the Malicious 7 or something. I'm considering buying it. But I haven't quite worked out. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Oh, God, my head hurts. So with that, I'm going to leave that, and there was going to be a second video today, but I haven't had a chance because of my head really being bad, so I can't really concentrate. This is actually taking a lot of effort to do, so I'm going to sign off, and I will speak to you lovely people on Saturday. Okay, rock and roll.